just loved that 30 seconds.
It was
Best rest
great.
of your life.
That's a lot. I had a lot better 30 seconds.
All right. Quiet on set.
Welcome, world. What's up? How we doing?
Welcome to episode 12 of the Be Real. Life's only one take, so be real because there is no be real.
Hey, last week we had a guest with us, Lauren Paul.
Right.
All right. Now this week we have another guest with us, David Leifeste.
Very special
How you
guest.
doing, David?
I feel so happy to be with you guys.
The most
All right.
interesting man in the world.
And I like Baylor. Now, and he's even this way without the medication.
I just
so
want to
I'm
tell
really
you guys, I'm not wearing my hood this week because of David.
I asked him
He
to take
made a
off
special
his hood.
request.
He was scaring me.
Nah.
That's a whole
He's a very
situation.
special man. It's a tough request.
So a lot of people will probably ask, well, what are we going to talk about this week?
Right.
David, just give us a breakdown of who you are and what you do.
So I have a private practice in Tulsa doing counseling and executive coaching and life coaching. So ever since I was a little kid, I was trying to tell people how to live. And my wife says I'm still doing it with her, and she's not my patient. I have a wife of 37 years.
Congrats.
I have 2 kiddos,
Nice.
and so they're in Denver and New York, and they're taking care of themselves, which is
East and
really
West
good.
Coast, yeah.
Yeah. So I life coached them well. They're bye-bye. And so, but I have the joy of getting to know people on a deeper level and finding out kind of what their heart's about and helping them make the dreams that are in their hearts come true, if you will, like get past the obstacles and the hardship and get into the part that makes life worth living. So I started out it's kind of with a degrees in counseling psychology, and then I started specializing in things that were a little more practical, like life coaching and then executive coaching. So that gives me the opportunity to work with individuals and couples, and then work with companies and work with people that are launching their lives in developmental stages, and kind of help them understand kind of where they're trying to get and get them tooled and equipped to do it.
Great. So when you jumped into that field, did you have somebody that you looked up to? Somebody as a mentor, somebody as an idol? Like for sports, I would say like I had tons of idols. We had one that just passed, Kobe Bryant. But like,
Oh yeah.
who like was there
R.I.P.
somebody that you looked up to in that field, or somebody that you aspire to be similar to? Or
That's a good question. I was going to say George Washington when you first said that.
what about
I don't know
George?
why he
What
came to
about
my mind, George.
He
I
wants
thought,
to be
man,
on
he was
money.
a stud.
Put David on the dollar bill.
It was a free association. George Washington? No, really, there wasn't anybody. You know, the only people that everybody thinks about with our business is Freud. You know, Freud was kind of a weirdo. I mean, he kind of focused a lot on sex and a lot, on dreams and things. We had a lot that he gave our field, but I didn't really have anybody in particular that I was focused on, other than just trying to do something that I knew how to do, because I don't know how to do much. Really, I'm very worthless if it's not helping people's lives.
That's not true.
I can't change a tire. I don't ready to change the light bulb. So really, this is like, it was kind of deduction. Like, there was like nothing else left to do.
what am I good at? Connecting with people and helping people
Right.
become better themselves.
Yeah.
I
like
with
that.
this,
I like
with
that.
this
I
passion,
I like how you say it better.
with this passion, did you find that like it sparked because you just naturally love getting to know people, or is it kind of like you've always read people well and that kind of sparked this interest to know people on a different level?
Both of those. I like those.
Yeah.
I'll take both of them. Take 2 of those. Yeah,
Take.
that's good. No, those
I'm
are
gonna-
great answers. Yeah, honestly, that would be a part of it. I feel like natural. I really am curious about people, and I really do love people, and I really like getting to know them. And I think there's nothing more interesting than kind of relationships. So that's kind of my natural kind of bent. And then I did seem to figure out sort of problem solving better. You know, like I had sort of an angle on like how to understand and diagnose the challenge that was, I think, kind of unusual, and then be able to reframe it in a way that got it more accurate to what was really going on. Be kind of like in sports, like, when someone's throwing the ball wrong and they keep on missing the shot, which I missed all my shots. So I had coaches, I knew how this worked. That first of all, you need to like take the ball like this and not like this, David. This is the basketball. We're on the bat, right? So it's about all the little things that make a big difference that would not be how the person having the problem could see it. I could see it outside of it. So,
Okay, so that's something that I would relate to both of you guys. So ever since, like, if I mentioned in the last podcast, like, did you live a past life? I was like, bro, this guy's got so much life experience, and so like,
All right.
it's the same way. And having discussions and conversations with you, that I could say something, I could verbalize something, and you guys could break it down into something that's easier to understand, and then change my perspective on it to then therefore attack it or deal with it.
Just make
Know
it
what I
more
mean?
understandable. Kind of break it down to a easier plate.
Exactly.
Cutting the food up a bit.
Yeah. Making it a little
y'all
easier
talk
to
real
digest.
pretty. I like all that. That sounds really good.
I'm all about my
that.
metaphors,
Yeah,
David. I'm all
that's
about my
good.
metaphors.
Yeah, because I mean, the way you understand something obviously is establishing kind of what you believe about it.
Right.
Right. So if I understand myself to be not like I was talking about, I'm really useless besides what I do, and then I believe that, then that's going to set up what I'll try in life. What kind of actions I'm going to take, what kind of challenges I'll be willing to take,
Right.
and that could be very self-limiting, right? So someone could say, well, let's put it this way, for what you have tried and hasn't worked very well, those areas you feel like maybe you're worthless in, but how about just try it this way instead of that way, or try this instead of that, and maybe you'll find out that that's different. So you reframe it as a way to kind of get a more accurate truth.
Right.
Belief systems. We talked about that a little bit last week too.
Right. I like that.
That's
Just about understanding and then kind of going after it.
gets deep into the brain. So like when you say about like executive coaching and things like that as to what you do, to me, the why I asked about mentors, because it brings up like Tony Robbins and like motivational speakers, which is one of the things that hopefully one day that I'll be able to do. I love public speaking. I love talking in front of people, but like Tony Robbins and Les Brown and all these guys that help change people's lives, right? And they go into businesses and companies hire them to come and speak with their executives and their managers and help them to lead the company better in a better direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so clearly you've been successful with that. Your office is amazing. And so like
Best office in Tulsa.
yeah,
Y'all are really nice. Did you bring Baylor over?
I have not.
No, it
You
is
need to
here.
go
I've
check it
heard
out.
10
Okay.
people say you're the best office in Tulsa,
Yeah.
so I'm going to take that as best
deal.
office in
Very
Tulsa.
welcoming, open space, like very relaxing. So speak on that a little bit, on helping successful people. What is success, and how do we stay or maintain success? Because you can have success one time, you can hit the jackpot one time, but like, how do you keep that? Is building routines and habits, or what?
Well, when you talked about the executive coaching, one of the things that I've noticed is there's a lot of super smart people. Everybody I work with is actually much more intelligent than I am and much more, oftentimes more successful than I am financially. But they have a blind spot when it comes to their interpersonal skills. They have a blind spot with their ability to connect with other people. And that has affected the morale of the people that report to them, or it's affected the way that leader has been able to mobilize the company, motivate the company, inspire the company, because of their lack of emotional intelligence, their lack of awareness of how people are feeling. So usually they'll be like super brilliant, what I call them the left brain, super analytical. You might be a big investor, know how to do all the financials, but then they are very, very ineffective in connecting with their people. So a lot of times that's caused demoralization, and that's caused some people to like quit and turnover. So I'm just helping them know themselves in a way that they won't have any other way of knowing themselves. So try to create a
Whoa.
safe relationship
Whoa.
in a safe environment,
Yeah, I like that.
and come into an awareness of some areas that have been impacting them that they weren't even fully aware were, and to make that more conscious to them, and help them be able to see that and not be defensive and not be angry about it, but be receptive, and then be open to learning new ways of understanding themselves and therefore their people. So it's the soft skills, the soft side of things. So that makes a big difference for how their people are going to want to invest in the company, continue to grow, and it affects whether they stay, and so that continues to whether they, instead of having a lot of turnover, And then I have several companies that are now, I can see connections are making hundreds of millions of dollars more because of how that has affected the bottom line with profitability.
Wow.
I love to watch it like translate to profitability because I go, because people, that's what sells, right? Is there an ROI on this? You know, glad that your people are happier and they're more inspired, but how's it making us money?
Right.
It always makes you more money.
That's
Happier
stability.
person,
Nice.
happier person is gonna have a more successful career.
Yeah.
People
That,
know
you know what? When he
themselves.
just said that, people knowing them, say it.
Bro.
What he just said.
My mind's still putting it together.
Yeah,
Bro.
people knowing themselves more than that they would ever know, right?
Right?
That's
to the point. That's all they know.
in
Nothing else.
in all reality. That's be real,
That
being
is
authentic, being true to
100%.
yourself, helping that person to understand the way that they act and why they act that way or how they communicate. That was on point
So
for what
Dave
we
is
stand
actually
for.
the co-founder of the Be Real.
Well, think about who can talk, who can speak into our lives. And then when they speak into our lives, gives us some true, objective, accurate information about ourselves.
Right.
The people that are really close, sometimes we're seeing things, but they're not going to say it. Or if they do, it doesn't go very well. If your spouse says it, oftentimes that just triggers your defensiveness and causes arguments. So you're wanting a place where, like, for example, I'm not going to matter to you what I feel about you as your coach. I'm just like,
perspective.
I'm your hired hand, right? So I'm here to say, you can just let your hair down, just get chill. We're going to just, share these things and don't be threatened by it. And the more truth you can have, the more power you can have in your life.
Right.
And so if we can have safe places where we can get truth, we have the ability to get over things that otherwise would never change in our lives and make breakthroughs. And so that's the exciting opportunity. If I can finally get you in the office and get over that wall of defensiveness and that wall of vulnerability, we have that ability to make that connection and help those breakthroughs occur.
Dive in.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Let's take a quick break here. Get into Ev's segment, Ev's Eats. He's got a fun restaurant today to go into. So what you got?
So this week on Ev's Eats, I'm reviewing Keo over on Brookside, all right? Some people might call it Keo, whatever it is. Great restaurant. Awesome food, great flavor. Walk in, it's a nice vibe as well. I know I've been saying that a lot, but atmosphere is great. You got the big glass windows overlooking the Brookside Street. It's
Peoria.
a real welcoming atmosphere. You got a nice bar. And I went out with great company. So it's
Great
all
company.
like food is always like, it's always a time to be around people that you love. Like I like to go eat by myself as much as anybody. I'm great company, but it's always good to surround yourself with other people. So, hey, I had my little sister with me and I had my best friend there. We had a great time kicking it, cracking jokes and everything. So, all in all, I'll give Keo a 4.
4. What makes
Great
it 4?
flavor profile. But what I would say is that maybe it's just not my favorite cuisine. Maybe Asian food is just not my cup of tea, but it was still great. Like the flavor that I had in my dish was amazing. So I'm not even gonna tell y'all what
What'd
I
you
got.
get, bro?
All right,
What'd
I got
you get?
I got ground chicken and rice. All right,
You
it
got
came
chicken
separate.
and rice.
It was good. Chicken and veggies with some rice. It was great. I was going between that and pad thai. Baylor got a bowl of ramen and
was
it looked
delicious.
great. And then my sister got, I don't even know what she got. It was Baba the Goose. Something. Nah, it wasn't even that.
Nah, there was something.
Yeah, what was it called? I don't know. It was last weekend. All right, so my brain's a little foggy. A lot of things have happened since then. But hey,
got the
check out Keo. Great
bim
food,
bop.
great flavor. Yes.
Bim bim bop.
Bim bim bop.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so check it out, y'all. Thank you. And back to this.
All right, Dave. What is?
Is that a commercial? Did we just have a commercial? Is that when I get more wine? Lauren, is that where the wine comes?
That's great.
All right.
Lauren's just
let's go
laughing.
into it.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what?
I think we're out. I think we tapped out.
I think we're done there.
All right. But yeah, the truth will set you free.
Right.
So we've touched on success. We've touched on like belief systems and everything.
What motivates you? I want to know. That's the top question on my list.
Okay.
What motivates you
Personally,
day to day?
that's a good question. Okay, keeping my sanity is a very good start, right? Because I have a tendency, if I'm not working out, working and seeing my friends and staying fit and feeling good, to getting depressed.
Right, because of a profession like this, you're dealing with people all the
There's
time.
a lot
You
of
can
stuff
easily-
that gets on me,
Mhm.
right? There's a lot of stories that I can keep hearing in my head. There's images I can't ever get out of my head from things that you hear. And so it's really heavy. So a lot of what motivates me is just maintaining my sanity so I can continue to show up and do what I'm doing and doing it well.
Right.
And so that's what, I say, get out of my bed, get out of my head, and get into the light, get into the gym, and get into my purposeful work, and just keep on keeping on.
And you find that also being a release from the stresses of, the things you deal with day to day in
Absolutely.
regards to people and their stories and all that.
Yeah. I think that the motivation is, I'm kind of almost fearful that if I don't keep doing those things, something, I won't be able to.
Right.
I won't be able to show up and do what I'm called to do, in terms of being present for people in a way where I'm present to them and not overwhelmed with me. And I have some new, fresh, creative ideas.
Right.
And I'm living in a way that maybe is inspiring. And I've got some kind of new insight that I didn't have the last time, that makes this session worthy of their time and money.
100%. I
And
like that.
continues to bring results. So I think that's would be the number one motivation.
And then also sounds like it's a bit in the self-care realm as well. Just really taking care of yourself, and that's your motivation overall.
I think that most of the people that I end up seeing oftentimes are not very good at that, because they're a lot of times taking care of other people. And I have a lot of people who are super nice and super loving and super giving, and they are more about serving and giving than they are tending to themselves. And so, which is lovely, but like the flight attendant says, you know what, we have a turbulence and we're getting ready to
You first.
crash. And those
first.
oxygen masks drop down. Be sure and put yours on first.
Yep.
Then put it on the child that you like best next, and then the child that you don't mind if he dies last. So anyways, I don't know that that's all there.
Real
But-
talk, though.
yeah.
Real talk. That's what happens.
They can do it in planes.
I
It's
can't
real
find the
life.
oxygen mask for you. Never mind.
You're
But
too
anyway,
short. It won't reach.
Can't
Oh,
reach it.
well, look, he passed out. Okay, never mind. So that whole thing, you realize if you do take care of yourself, then you're able to continue to be
Right.
sustained in taking care of others.
That
long
also
term.
leads to a healthier mind in the long term.
Yeah. And so that incorporates, for me, I have like 5, I call them the 5, or I don't know, there's 5 or 6 F's. So I always come up with things that have like the same letters so you can remember them, right? So one is you have to have the F of fitness. So y'all know that as fitness guys, that we have got to continue to work out, because the brain can't be at its highest, most optimal level of performance, right, without exertion. We have hundreds of thousands of years of exerting for survival as tribal people, right? And that kept our brains calibrated,
100%.
focused, and surviving at high level performance. So we fit, and then we get
Fight
our
or flight.
endorphins, right? We get all that good serotonin stuff, right? And then we have the F of family. We have to have
Big,
tribe
big.
or family. We have to be connected, because you're not going to do life alone well.
We're not meant to.
It's just, even sitting in an apartment box by yourself, that's not natural.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in tribe, right? So, and then we have the, they're going, yay, because y'all live next door to each other. Yeah, and then the third F is the F of focus, so that we're constantly aware of what we're focusing on with our priorities, so that we're doing the things that matter, right? So that we're on point regularly with doing the things that matter. And then we have the fourth F, which would be the F of how we manage our finances, because we got to have money to do life. It's expensive,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
ain't it? Laura's laughing. She's moving around there. So so the way that you manage your money, which seems like it's not very sexy, but gosh, if you don't have a good handle on understanding your budget, understanding how you are spending your money, then you're obviously going to be stressed,
Right.
and you won't be able to be at your best. So these are the things that I think of in self-care that keep me grounded. Just keep focused on those things, and those things keep you doing the next right best thing in a way that works.
Are those in order of importance? The way you
I
listed
can't prioritize them. I can barely remember them, Taylor.
them? Fair. Just focus on your F's.
So just recap real quick. List them off for me.
Fitness, family, focus, and finances.
Focus and finances.
Is there one more F we can think of?
I can think of one, but it's not that important.
Hello, we're here from the audience. We have the final F.
Faith?
Faith.
Yes.
That's not what I was
Thank you, Jesus. I think Jesus showed up to remind us that, of course, of all things, what matters the most? What would it be, Everett?
No question.
Faith.
So we talked. Yeah, of course.
Well, I should
that
finish
that
that.
goes into your belief systems.
Yeah. Are you
Focus.
we have to make sure we say faith. It isn't necessarily whether you're whatever faith, but just believing in something beyond yourself, right? In a higher power, something that you know you're not going to do it alone, right? And then you have some actions of faith that continue to keep you on point with your morality and the way you treat each other, right? And the way that you continue to sort of meditate in ways that give you spirit leading, so you have guidance on your life. Thank you, Jesus, for reminding us of that. So there's 5 F's. Do we have any more F's?
Fitness, family, focus, finance, faith.
That's it?
Our first episode here was on focus.
Focus. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Okay.
Focus
Yes,
is
sir.
extremely
Yes,
important.
sir.
Yeah. Did
So-
y'all do an F on focus?
Did F1 focus.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's funny that you named off those 5 things.
Fiber. Fiber's good.
Fiber.
Fiber's important.
I bet we could go on all night. Fiber keeps you
Keeps you
going
regular.
smoothly.
Yeah, keeps
Yes.
everything going.
Okay.
Everything going.
Going on smoothly. Yeah. Yeah. So is this another time for commercial break?
No, we're here. No more commercials. No commercials here.
Okay.
They're not sponsoring us yet.
Speaking of, if you
by
want
the
your
way.
business plugged in, let us know.
Plug.
Yes, because Everett and Baylor are cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. You're always very kind.
Oh, I'm an affirmer. I believe in speaking about what you see that is good and letting people know it. I realize a lot of people don't really know who they are. They don't really know how amazing they are, and I like to let them know what I see. Doesn't mean it's true because I see it, but I do think I have a good eye. I think y'all are both very nice, handsome, very good men with great hearts and great voices. But I think I have a really good taste. So, I know. See, everyone out in the audience agrees. So I feel like that's really important, is to be in a mindset where you're noticing what's good and what's right and what's well done, and you focus on it and you speak of it and you affirm others about that. So
Huge.
yeah,
I like it.
And that'll help lead to success.
100%.
I did criticize you, though, Baylor. I'm sorry
Why
I
would
told
you
you to
say?
take off your hoodie,
I know.
but that was only because I think the audience wanted to see all of you.
If you weren't the most interesting man in the world, David,
You
I
wouldn't
would
have
have left my hood on.
Oh, thank
but
you,
it's just
Baylor.
for you. I want you to feel special. I took my hood off.
That's
This is my
very nice.
staple. This is my
Yeah.
trademark.
I appreciate
So
that.
if y'all got hoodies, holler at me.
Yeah. I have told them to also take off their entire sweatshirts, but it's a little early in the show because they haven't worked out yet.
It's too cold.
Yeah.
Not near enough wine for that.
Cold.
I'm trying to make the show even sexier, people. Right?
That's for the after hours. We're not
That's
at that
the
edition
after-hour
yet.
show. That you have to pay for.
Right.
They don't
Pay-per-view, baby.
They don't get that show for free.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Subscribe to my premium Snapchat.
Premium snapshot. Baylor After Hours.
All right. I have one more question for you, though, Dave, and then I'm done with I got nothing else on my question list. But what's your favorite accomplishment of yours to date? 'Cause know
I would
you've done
say
a lot.
having landed a beautiful wife who still likes me most of the time, and my 2 kids that we created with God's help. So it was really, those 2 times we've had sex really turned out well. Man, I'm so grateful.
Hey, man, you're shooting 100%. You're shooting 100%.
Yeah, so it was just really amazing that, and then there was a boy and a girl.
Nice.
And they're really just so beautiful. And I love them. And they're great people.
I love it.
That's my 2 biggest accomplishments.
I love it.
I mean, I've worked on books and I've done my speaking and I've got my practice and I've got a building I helped build and a lot of those different things. But nothing's more amazing than to create something in your own image, just like God did.
Yes.
I mean, hello.
Right. And then you have your family. And you have
Yeah.
that support.
Yes.
Memories, whole nine.
It's just beautiful.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I'm gonna put the pressure to you. When's that book coming out?
Dun, dun,
The book
dun.
we are about, I would say, 90 days away.
Mhm.
I've got it in the first round of editing,
Okay.
and my wonderful son at GQ in New York City has got a person who's a famous book cover artist, and she will be doing the cover. And then I will hope to get Hillary Clinton to endorse it. No, just teasing.
He's
No,
got
sorry.
that hookup. Need to get on Oprah's book club.
Hillary, remember me? Yes. Remember we did therapy when you were with Bill in Arkansas?
Oh God.
And you were having marital problems because he was sleeping with everybody. But anyway.
Is that what the book's about? No.
Well, it was-
quick breakdown on the book. So how can people find you?
So you could, David Leifeste is Leifeste. So that's, you can look that up on the internet, find like lots of YouTubes and videos and articles, or you can find my phone number and my address. You can find some after hours pictures if you have the subscription fees. No. That's when I was in shape. So expect me to look like that now. But yeah. So anyway, I appreciate the book is going to be hopefully a summer 2020 thing, and hopefully we'll get a title totally figured out, and it'll all be about what I call the Oasis personality. It's a personality profile I created. It's the people that make things happen fit that acronym. Do you know what an acronym is, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Each of those letters.
Coach used to say it all the time. Gas.
Yeah,
Your
I know.
gas meter.
Yeah.
Give a shit.
Is
Your gas meter full?
Yes, mine is give a shit. That was
All
mine. Is that your friend? Okay. So Oasis is OASIS, or the acronyms or the characteristics of people who are movers and shakers. And I want everybody to be a mover and shaker in their life. So they make their life as good and powerful, abundant, and interesting as possible. And then they make their life a contribution to our world. And so the way you do that is the O stands for being open instead of a closed person. And as what happens when you're really open is you're a lot more observant because you see. If you're closed-minded and you've got fixed mindsets, you don't see even what's right in front of your face. Did you know that? And then because you're really open and you're observant, the A is you can analyze now and have an awareness of what's really opportunities that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. If you don't have the awareness, right, you won't even believe it exists. You won't even act on it. The S is to have a sensing and a serenity that confirms what you have analyzed. You know how those things, sometimes you think you know something, you don't know for sure if it's the right answer, but until you get that gut feeling, and then when you get the gut feeling, you get the peace, then you go, this is right. So the S stands for that gut. It's the sensing part that brings the serenity. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't use a G because it didn't fit right there, so I used S. And then once you got the peace, you start to get an idea that leads from an insight that is about what's going to happen next in your life. And that I leads to the solution of what's really going to happen next that brings the shift. And everything's shifting. We're trying to get it to shift to better, aren't we? We're trying to get it to shift to where it's more interesting, where it's more profitable, where it's more fun. So I'm helping people understand how to work with the spirit and the shifts in life to optimize things to your next best life. And then you're a lot more happy and joyful and successful, and then you've got a lot more to give. And I think if we all start getting out of being, first of all, depressed, we're happy, we're healthy, we can take care of ourselves better, and then we can actually give something.
Right, live your life.
And then if we give who we are, our world gets better. And with our current administration, we need a lot more. We need help. Jesus!
I like that.
So anyway, that's kind of
We
what I
give
want us
who
to
we are.
Yes.
Give
Yes,
our
who you are.
authentic self.
Yes.
Moving on.
And
moving
give our
forward.
best self and give our most powerful self. So it's not only just for me to have a really good life, but if I have a really good life, I've got a lot more to give back to our world.
Right. And that provides other people to live a good life.
Yes.
And do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the
Just keep
snowball
getting better and
effect.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives them the freedom to shine,
100%.
freedom to be themselves. And
Is
Better
this where you
than
break into a song?
Be
Shine?
real.
Yeah.
be real. Always be you.
I like it.
We
Oasis.
appreciate you, David. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
y'all
so
for
much
having me all the way out here to
100%.
North Dallas to come over and meet Lauren and Bubba over there, and all these different wonderful people,
The whole crew.
and Jesus who showed up. Thank you, Jesus, for showing us faith. And I've enjoyed myself so much.
Hey, we appreciate you 100%.
Be real.
Be real. You want to make the announcements in regards to the things we got coming up, things we got going on.
Kids program.
Kids program coming soon. We got March Mad Fit still coming down. If you haven't followed yet, we have a Facebook page. It's called B.E Lifestyle. And we're doing a workout every day, about 15, 20 minutes. Video, demonstration, whole nine. So definitely check that out. We're working on finalizing our details for a kids camp. We're going to start this year in Tulsa. It's going to be May through June. No, what's after July? Yeah,
July.
there we go. JJ,
May, June, July.
JJ. May, June, July.
And August option.
August option. So definitely look out for that. We'll have more details coming soon when we finalize those details. But aside from that, y'all just heard from the most interesting man in the world.
Thank you, Baylor.
100%.
Thank you, Everett.
You're very
Thank y'all
welcome.
for making me feel special and interesting.
Always, man. Always.
Yes.
So that concludes episode 12.
Hey, episode 12 in the books.
There it is.
Hey,
Ciao.
peace out.
Life's only one take, so be real, because there's no be real. Gone.